The marriage of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle on May 19 is certain to be the biggest event of the year and will be watched by millions of television viewers around the world. They will tie the knot at St. George Chapel in Windsor, which only holds around 800 people, and the limited guest list has already caused headaches behind the scenes. Although Alex Salmond and Jack McConnell both attended royal weddings during their time in office, the smaller ceremony means that Ms. Sturgeon is set to miss out this time around. Harry and Meghan are preparing to make their first official visit to Scotland on Tuesday, calling it Edinburgh Castle and the city's social bite cafe and homeless project. Joe Little, managing editor of Majesty magazine, said, "I wouldn't have thought Nicola Sturgeon will need to start thinking about buying a new dress, although I could be surprised. This will not be such a big, grand occasion with Harry being lower down the line of succession. It will be more for friends and extended family rather than government officials and dignitaries. Maybe the Prime Minister will be invited, but I don't think it will extend any further than that. St. George Chapel only holds about 800 people, so it will be like trying to fit a quart into a pint pot." With William and Charles both being future kings, their weddings were done in a different way, and the same amount of ceremony will just not be relevant for Harry and Meghan. Maybe we will see the Obamas because they are friends of Harry's, but I think all this conjecture about Donald Trump being invited is wide of the mark. I mean, why would they want to invite him, and why would he want to come? Harry will be 6th in the pecking order by May, so it's a royal wedding, but it's not really a state wedding, so my guess would be that Nicola Sturgeon will not be invited. Alex Salmond and his wife Moira were among 1,900 guests at Westminster Abbey on April 29, 2011, for the wedding of Prince William and Catherine Middleton. Ms. Sturgeon's delighted predecessor wore a saltire tie and donated money to the Scottish Communities Fund as a gift because you can't give them a toaster, he said. "From the seating plan we have a good view, and, more importantly, Mrs. Salmond has a good view. It's going to be a grand occasion and I'm looking forward to representing Scotland." Labour's Jack McConnell and his daughter Hannah were invited to the blessing of Prince Charles and Camilla Parker Bowles at St. George Chapel shortly after they tied the knot at Windsor's Guildhall on April 9, 2005. They also attended the reception at Windsor Castle before the newlyweds set off for honeymoon in Scotland, with reporters noting that Lord McConnell was the only guest in a kilt. Donald Dewar did not attend the wedding of Prince Edward and Sophie Rhys-Jones at St. George Chapel on June 19, 1999. However, although he had been formally elected as First Minister, it would be another 2 weeks before the Scottish Parliament's new powers were devolved from Westminster. A Holyrood insider said last night, Nicola will not be losing too much sleep over her invite to the royal wedding. After all, she is not a hard royalist like Salmond, and she is more likely to spend the day watching the Scottish Cup final instead.